Welcome back, football fam. It's time for another one. QB watch party. It's week 13, and we got 3 games for you this week. Let's start this thing off with the game in the Big Ten and the matchup between freshman phenoms Bryce Underwood of Michigan and Maryland's Malik Washington. Starting this thing off with the latter, Malik Washington's play has been a tale of 2 seasons. In the first 4 games of the season, he had 1,038 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, and led his team to a 4-0 record. And things were looking up. But then the team took a bye week, and all that excitement kind of went out the window. The team hit a bye and came back and was like, against Washington, it was up 20-0. All of a sudden, in the third quarter, the comeback started, man. Things shifted big time in the fourth. Washington stormed back to win 24-20. That's basically the story of the Terrapins' second half of the season. Malik Washington's second half of the season, he has 1,256 yards, 5 touchdowns, with 6 interceptions in the passing game. On the season, Malik Washington has 2,294 yards, 13 touchdowns to 7 picks, with a QBR of 53.9. Take on the rushing stats of 269 yards and 4 touchdowns. Malik has the size at 6'5" and 231 pounds, and the speed to get it done as well in the rushing game. Malik will be going up against a Michigan defense that ranks 17th in total defense, allowing 298 yards per game, 47th in pass defense, and 12th in scoring defense, only allowing 17.7 points a game. And because of Malik's rushing ability, we'll take a quick look at Michigan's rush defense. And it ranks 12th, allowing 96.3 yards per game. This Michigan team will be dialing up the pressure this week to keep Malik off balance and rushed. Michigan has 25 sacks through the first 10 games of the season for 212 sack yardage. That's a big total. That's a lot of yardage on those sacks. They're averaging 2.5 sacks per game. Malik won't be the only quarterback facing pressure, as fellow freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, standing 6'4", 228 pounds, from Detroit, Michigan. Bryce Underwood was labeled the next big thing coming out of high school. He reportedly signed a 4-year deal worth $12.5 million over the span, with $3 million reportedly being paid out to him this year. The deal was supported by donation-wise by billionaire Larry Ellison's wife. She's a Michigan booster, in case you guys didn't know that. Bryce has endorsement deals with Hollister, Beats by Dre, Celsius Water, all before he even threw his first collegiate pass. All the endorsements and NIL contract. Many credited Bryce for setting the standard for the market, putting pressure on other programs to up their efforts when it comes to recruiting top-tier quarterbacks out of high school. So, with all these funds, what did Michigan get in return on their investment through the first 10 games with Bryce Underwood? Well, through those games, Bryce Underwood has 1,951 yards, 7 touchdowns with 5 interceptions, with a QBR of 70, which ranks 38th in the nation right now. Add on an additional 300 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns, and now ask yourself, was it worth it for his production? From a season output, probably not. But when we talking longevity, potential, and the tools that this guys have, maybe it is. But no, that's a subject for another video. Bryce will be going up against a Maryland defense ranked 88th in total defense, allowing 392 yards. Maryland also ranks 71st in pass defense, allowing 221.1 yards per game. And Maryland's scoring defense is allowing 23.6 points per game, ranked 61st in the nation. Bryce, because of Bryce's rushing ability, we'll look at Maryland's rush defense, and it ranks poorly at 102 in the nation, surrendering 171.8 yards per game. Looking at the matchup, there should be opportunities for Bryce to make plays in the passing game against this defense, but the question is how many. As all of us already know, running back Justice Haynes is out for the rest of the season after having surgery for an injury he suffered in the last game. He was hoping to be back for the Ohio State game. Looks like that's not going to happen, so it's up to Bryce to make things happen this weekend. Staying in the Big Ten, let's look at a matchup of top 25 CFP teams, USC and Oregon. Quarterback by Dante Moore, the Ducks, and Jaden Maiava of the Trojans. Starting with Maiava, standing at 6'4", 230 pounds, the junior is at another level physically. Just like our previous two quarterbacks, Jaden has been exceptional this year for the Trojans. He has 2,868 yards, 18 touchdowns with 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 90.7, which is currently number 1 in the nation. Adding another 125 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns, and brings his touchdown total to 24 on the year. Jaden's best game this season have come against Georgia Southern, where he went 16 for 24 for 412 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had a game against Michigan State for 26, 234, 3 touchdowns, plus 2 rushing touchdowns in that game. And he had a game just the other day against Northwestern where he went 24 for 33 for 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And he tacked on another rushing touchdown. All of these games were at home. He plays considerably better at home versus on the road. On the road, he has 6 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 2 rushing, along with 4 interceptions. The game against Oregon will take place in Eugene. He also takes more sacks on the road, with 8 of the 11 this season being taken on the road. Jaden will be facing the Oregon defense that ranks 3rd in total defense, allowing 235.4 yards per game. Oregon's pass defense is currently ranked number 1 in yards allowed at 127.3 yards per game. Finally, they rank 6th in scoring defense, allowing only 13.7 points per game. Pulling the upset won't be easy for the Trojans. Let's see what they can do. Dante Moore has also been playing at a high level in his first season, starting for the Ducks since transferring from UCLA 2 years ago. Standing 6'3", 206 pounds from Detroit, Michigan, Dante Moore has all the physical traits you could ask for. Many consider Dante Moore a first-round lock if he enters the draft. On the season for the Ducks, Dante has 2,190 yards, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and the QBR is 72.4, which ranks 28th in the nation. Moore will be facing the USC defense ranked 47th in total defense, allowing 344.1 yards per game. Their pass defense ranks 43rd, allowing 198.3 yards per game. Their scoring defense ranks 40th, allowing 21.70 points per game. This defense ranks in the 40s in just about every category. On third down defense, they rank 49th. Tackles for a loss, they rank 45th, and 40th in sacks. So basically, the defense is what it is. Besides one strength, that's red zone defense, where they rank 7th in the nation. For comparison, Dante Moore and the Ducks rank 47th in red zone offense. That could decide the game in this one. Look for both defensive lines to make their presence known with Mateo Uwangalele and Bear Alexander for the Ducks. Look for those guys to be providing pressure and making Jaden Maiava uncomfortable all game long. Also, look at the edges of the Oregon Ducks with Anthony Lucas, a Texas A&M transfer, and Cam Fountain, a second-year player out of Alabama. Look for them to be providing pressure on Dante Moore. This should be a very interesting game, a big game with playoff implications. Can't wait to see the outcome. Both of these teams play hard. Both of these quarterbacks are really, really good. Hope you guys are watching this one. Last but not least, we travel to the ACC to watch the matchup between a Heisman hopeful senior and Haynes King of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, one of the grittiest, strong-willed players in the country, and a freshman savior who only had one PF offer coming out of high school, and that was Mason Heinzel of Pittsburgh. Looking at Mason Heinzel, he is currently 5-1 as the starter at Pittsburgh, taking his first loss to Notre Dame last week. On the season, Mason has 1,673 yards passing, 12 touchdowns with 6 interceptions, with a QBR of 60.3, good enough for 65th in the nation. One thing Mason must improve on is taking sacks. In his 6 starts, Mason has been sacked 20 times, which keeps the offense off schedule when trying to sustain drives or score touchdowns. Mason will be facing the Georgia Tech defense ranked 103rd in total defense, allowing 409 yards per game, 103rd in passing yards at 243 yards per game. And the Georgia Tech scoring defense ranks 71st, slightly better, allowing 24.2 points per game. Mason should destroy this defense if given time, but if Georgia Tech can help keep Pittsburgh behind the sticks, anything is possible. But can they? Georgia Tech has one of the lower pressure rates in all of the ACC and ranked 88th in sacks, averaging 1.8 sacks per game on the season. This is a must-win game for the Pitt Panthers. They have to win this game to get to the ACC championship. And if they can win the ACC championship, they can probably sneak into the playoffs. But they got to win this game first. This is a beatable defense. This is a game that their coach said he was more concerned about winning than the game last week. So if that's the case, they should be able to win this game. They should be prepared for this game. They should come out ready to play. I'm thinking I'm favoring Pittsburgh in this game. But one thing I can say, they are playing one of the most grittiest quarterbacks, and we're about to talk about him right now. Now for our final QB, but probably the most exciting quarterback, Haynes King of Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. King has led the Yellow Jackets to a 9-1 record and currently first place in the ACC. With a playoff berth on the line and ACC championship title on the line, this is a game that Georgia Tech also needs to win. They don't come as tough as Haynes King it does anymore. Shredded shoulder to pissing blood. He just keeps getting back up. On the season, Haynes King has 2,259 yards, 10 touchdowns to 2 interceptions with a QBR of 82.6. That's good enough for 9th in the nation. Haynes King is arguably the best rushing quarterback in the country with 807 yards on the season and 14 rushing touchdowns. Haynes King is a guy who's not talked about enough for the Heisman. He has 6 games of 3 touchdowns or more in 5 games, rushing over 100 yards on the ground. This is a guy who gets it done. This is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. He'll be going up against a Pittsburgh defense that ranks 32nd in total defense, allowing 325.2 yards per game. 92nd in pass defense, allowing 234.9 points per game. 9th in rushing defense at 90.3 yards per game, and 55th in scoring defense at 23.1 points per game. As an added bonus, Pittsburgh's defense is fairly good on third down. They rank 29th in the country, allowing teams to convert 34% of the time. But Georgia Tech third down offense also extremely well. They rank 9th in the country. That could decide this game. I hope you guys give it a watch. There you have it. Week 13, QB Watch Party. I hope you guys tune into these games. Just to recap, you got Maryland's quarterback Malik Washington and Michigan quarterback Bryce Underwood. Next up, you got USC quarterback Jaden Maiava and Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. And we close things out with Pittsburgh quarterback Mason Heischel and Georgia Tech's Heisman hopeful Haynes King. Which matchup do you guys plan to watch? Which is the best matchup of the games listed? What matchup do you think I missed? And shout out your favorite school's quarterback and ask for a feature on QB Watch Party. I love to do them. Thanks for all the love and support. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We out.